Well, tonight we have some remarkable reporting from inside Syria, where a partial ceasefire appears to be holding. Next week will mark 5 years since the uprising that led to the civil war that has killed 250,000 people and forced 11 million from their homes. Elizabeth Palmer has reached Aleppo, and Holly Williams is in northern Syria. We'll begin with Holly.
Masarat al-Rashid village was liberated from ISIS just 3 days ago. We saw the body of an ISIS fighter lying in the rubble of a house hit by an airstrike. Joza Halef and her cousin Hatta told us the extremists held guns to their heads, forcing their way into the women's homes to hide. They said the ISIS fighters also dressed up as women to avoid capture. The nearby town of al-Shaddadi was liberated last week. The ISIS slogans are still there, but the town's now under the control of the Syrian Democratic Forces, an Arab-Kurdish alliance that's supported by the US.
So this was an American airstrike?
Commander Media Kabani told us that US coalition airstrikes helped her fighters win the battle here.
This used to be the main road connecting Raqqa, the so-called ISIS capital in Syria, with Mosul, Iraq's second biggest city, also controlled by ISIS. But now the road has been recaptured by the Syrian Democratic Forces.
Colonel Tala Salo told us his fighters have been given over 100 tons of ammunition by the US-led coalition in the last 6 months, all of it dropped by parachute. But America's most effective partner in Syria has some murky alliances. It's accused of coordinating with Russia, which backs the Syrian regime and is also allegedly fought against other US-backed groups. Colonel Salo denied both those claims, but admitted his group enjoys a long-standing truce with the Syrian regime. Its flag flies over 2 compounds inside his territory. This US-backed group is taking on ISIS and winning, sometimes paying a terrible price, but its allegiances are complicated.
Colonel Salo also told us that he met with Brett McGurk, President Obama's special envoy to the anti-ISIS coalition, when he visited Syria in January. The colonel said his group asked for anti-tank missiles and machine guns, but so far, Scott, he says they've received only promises.